quick little plug before I let you get onto the podcast. It's because I've just spent so much time, a little bit of money, and combined my 10 years of sales experience to finally finish my sales scorecard for tech businesses, for SaaS founders, for predominantly people in the fintech, insurtech, and proptech space, because that's where we work. But it really works for anyone that is doing outbound sales or has a sales team. So it's a scorecard. It takes 2 minutes to go through. It's multiple choice and 15 questions, instant feedback on your sales function, either yourself as a salesperson, if you're doing founder-led sales, if you have a full sales team. Everyone benefits from it. I've had loads of great feedback, so we're opening it up to the public. So if you are watching this podcast, click the first link in the description and let me know your score. I'll send you an email after with a breakdown of how you performed against competitors, and a little bonus as well. But let me know how you get on and enjoy the podcast. Bojidar, good to see you. Could you introduce yourself and your business?
Hello, Cormac. Yes, with pleasure. My name is Bojidar Ibrahimov, and I'm Commercial Director at Ablera. We are a European insurtech focused on developing cutting-edge AI-based technologies, predominantly for the financial services sector, but not only. So our background of the team are people within more than 30 years of experience in enterprise software business, now complemented with some top talent in the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, some top-tier IT experts, and now we are a great blend, and we are on to accomplishing great things.
Perfect. Okay. Brilliant. That sounds good. So, just so we can make sure we've got a clear lie of the land. So, what's your day to day? What does that look like for?
Yes. So my role as a commercial director is to oversee and lead the commercial activities of the company. So these ranges from everything, marketing and sales. So representing the company on different conferences, summits, to very hands-on operational stuff like figuring out the licensing policy, support policy, determining the pricing structure of the different products, and so on. So these is very operational aspects to it too, like participating in tenders, helping companies produce and create RFPs, replying to these RFPs for different tenders, winning these tenders with the best offer. So everything is on me and my team.
Nice.
And we're doing our best to proliferate, to go to different markets, to penetrate different markets, leveraging a global ecosystem partnership network.
Okay. Interesting. So, it sounds like you keep yourself busy. So, I think one thing that would be interesting to expand on a bit more is just who your target profile, who tend to work with on the client side. So, what that looks
Yeah.
like and how you identify.
So generally, our company's vision, the company started as a go-to partner to help companies navigating their digital transformation journey. So especially in the insurance business, where most of the companies are still using legacy software, this is heavy legacy closed-end software. We help these companies navigate and simplify these complexities, doing things incrementally, add-on. So we bypass the so-called popular Big Bang approach.
Okay.
Up till recently, in order to introduce a major change in a software business, when it comes to insurance, and you needed to replace the policies administration system all at once. And it's a very, very heavy monolithic project. It's like replacing a heart, like a heart transplant. It takes many years. It usually involves consulting companies that charge per man. They have no interest of finishing these projects on time. They easily spin out of control because they're multifaceted, multi-layered, and it basically takes many years and many millions until you see the return on investments. Now, with the advance of technology, with microservices architecture, things are much more agile. You have API connectivity in between the different applications. So you can essentially build an ecosystem, build on different vendors, and just not overly rely on a single vendor,
Mm,
and build an ecosystem, so trusted partner that work together, everyone doing their piece to the best possible way they can. And there's a lot more competition and collaboration at the same time, and the results are speaking for themselves. So with these technologies, and our approach is to introduce the innovation and change incrementally with add-on based approach
mm.
that doesn't impose serious risks on business continuity as it used to be up till recently.
Okay. Okay.
This allows for much faster implementation and much faster time to market, and actually you can basically see the return on investment before scaling it further.
Mm, mm. So that's assisted in when you're actually selling to these businesses, and maybe when
So
they.
yeah, this is the overall concept. This is the overall
Mm,
approach, and then we we help them navigate this journey. But we also specialized in artificial intelligence and bringing artificial intelligence to optimize and reshape different processes that are key, not only for insurance but also for banks. So there are several divisions of the artificial intelligence directions that we work in.
mhm,
One of them is machine learning. This is statistical ML, where this is basically big data analysis. We implement and apply machine learning into premium calculation
mhm,
for insurers. So basically, they can effectively utilize the accumulated big data to optimize the insurance premiums and the entire portfolio to squeeze more profit out of it. So basically, you want to identify the winning customers, those that are paying their premiums without making any claims, that are pure
mm,
profit. You want to keep them within the portfolio because they're profitable customers for you. And you want to identify the risky behavior, correctly identify and assign the right price for it. So you can basically either compensate accordingly for the extra riskiness or leave it to the competition because this customer would probably be a losing one for you. So
mm,
it's basic. This is the whole concept behind it. And it's very good game with fine tuning these parameters in order not to sacrifice the revenue and the market share in purchasing extra profits. This is
okay.
one direction. And of course, we invested heavily on generative AI side, utilizing large language models.
Mhm,
We're working heavily on the agentic AI side and optimization of customer service operations, but not only, also designing knowledge management systems to optimize, facilitate the work of employees and boosting their productivity.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So it's that I think there's a lot of different strings to your bow as such of what you can offer, and I think there's a lot of added benefits. So what I
Mhm.
usually find with businesses that have a lot of different ways that they can help businesses, and
Mhm.
the only real way to know is once you can either have a conversation with them or get behind the scenes. Has that made it more challenging in approaching these different organizations that you want to support, you want to help? Is that because you have so many different routes that you could probably support them with? How do you funnel in and say, actually, we're going to approach them about this?
Yes, so basically it's really important to first to know who are you talking to
Mm,
know the person that you're talking to, and to know their pain points, what they're interested in. You don't want to waste yours and their time selling something they're not interested, and trying to help and to bridge some gaps that doesn't need to be bridged. So it's important to make it relevant, to
mm,
understand what is their interests, what are their priorities, and build a relationship. I think it's much more important in the long term. It's a relationship business.
mm,
Um, it's much more important to establish a good relationship with the other party, and then to see how you can basically work together. Where's the synergy? Where are the synergies? The crossing points, and take it from there. instead of trying to sell everyone everything you got.
Yeah.
So it's much more about listening and understanding and trying to act together in a collaborative manner because it's a
Mm.
relationship business. These are long-term deals and it's not one size fits all.
Definitely.
That's for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. So it's going through the exercise. So if anyone's listening that is trying to get a better understanding, one piece of advice that I like to recommend or take people through is building out an ideal customer profile
Mhm.
and having that. So it sounds like you've done a lot of research into understanding the people, but then also
Mhm.
understanding the industry and then approaching them
Of
individually.
course. So basically you need to know who you're talking to, do your homework, do this research, but also not to over fixating over something. And be open-minded. Be open-minded and listen because people will tell you a lot if you listen.
Mm,
And sometimes opportunities pop ups when you don't expect them to pop up. Sometimes maybe this is not the right client for you, but if you have a good relationship with this guy, he can recommend you to someone they know that
mm,
needs your product, that needs your services. So it's really important how you approach things
mm. Okay.
and not to oversell yourself to it. You have the right customers and the right people for you, and not everyone is this person.
Okay.
Another challenge we face, and I'm sure most of the companies in our fields, especially in the era of AI, is finding ways to differentiate your value proposition.
Mm,
Nowadays, AI has become a hot topic. It's everywhere. It's a buzzword. Everyone is talking about it and use it more as a marketing, a PR gimmick, to be honest, than actually doing something with it and investing and putting it in production. Of course, many people are experimenting, many companies are trying things out, but there's a large scale skepticism going on, and it's totally justifiable because let's say you have interest in a particular domain, in a particular type of a solution to optimize process you have in mind.
hmm
You're looking for a solution and you see 5 pages on Google of companies offering just that and everything else. They have everything, figure it out. But when you start checking them one by one, looking at what they've done,
mm,
talking to their teams, asking for reference, asking for demos, asking questions, and you see that there is a huge gap between the marketing messages and what is actually possible, what this team can actually deliver,
mm,
and what they have delivered in the past.
mm,
Most of these companies have no references. They have no actually in production deployed projects.
mm.
So there's a large scale skepticism and it's totally justifiable.
Yeah, yeah, and do you find that has a knock-on effect of then when people are dealing with you, they bring that skepticism into your sales process, like the prospects?
Yeah, this is absolutely, and you need to be very careful in navigating these conversations because you don't want to look cocky and arrogant,
Mm,
dismissive. You need to demonstrate and find ways to demonstrate your competence and find a way to differentiate.
mm,
It is a challenging task, of course, but I believe results speak from themselves. And if your company and you have projects behind your back, your references, success stories
mm.
that you can show up and bring to the table, if you show up with client that can speak for you as a third party reference, this is invaluable in business.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's something that a lot of businesses don't do, even though it's relatively simple and easy to do, is to highlight your success stories, to create case study videos, all that sort of marketing material to fight your battle without you being on the phone is always
Hmm.
helpful. But a lot of businesses don't do this uh,
Hmm.
for a range of reasons, but I think most of it is there's that uncomfortability in asking customers to
Hmm.
support and to maybe hop on a video and say how great their experience was with you. Um,
Hmm.
how have you approached combating that, so being able to leverage your current clients to help
Mhm.
get more clients?
As I mentioned, it's a very delicate topic, and you need to be careful when approaching this conversation because um, it's really interesting how every company, and it's understandable to a certain extent, every company feels very special. I
Mm,
mean, even if you show up some references, it's quite a similar story, quite a similar use case. uh, they are very skeptical,
yeah,
and they want not just to have a reference in similar kind of project. They want to have exactly the same kind of project
yeah,
in this continent, in this country, and presumably in this city, in a
yeah,
company just like yours. And but with experience, you see that things are not that different. I mean, and there's a lot of potential and a lot of value from working in different regions, because you gain good practices from here and good practices from there. You have a feedback mechanisms to gain the most of the knowledge and to leverage this expertise in every single project and every single iteration. And when there's always the dialogue within companies: should we buy this solution, or we should invest and build it, and build a team and build it on our own? There are good arguments for both cases, but when it comes to AI, and if you're depends, of course, on the field and the industry you're in, but I believe there is huge arguments in advocacy of going for someone who has done this before, who has experience in many different regions, because you can leverage on this global knowledge and iterations and feedback mechanisms, and you don't need to discover the hot water on your own, discover the wheel, or whatever the expression you're
yeah.
comfortable with. But yeah, so I would recommend researching and finding out the best vendor that has done it before
Mm,
in different industries, because these solutions are most of the AI, although specific, it's quite context independent.
mm.
In the end of the day, it all comes to data, and the data is comes in different form, but it's predominantly numbers.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I've seen a few times quite a few times with working with insurance businesses or insurtech businesses or businesses that sell into insurance, and finance as well. That
Mhm.
it is a very small town. So I had Brent Williams from Benakiva on the podcast in the latest episode that's uploaded, and he mentioned how it's the insurance is a this insurance and finance industry is a very small town. So getting
Mhm.
your foot in that door to start speaking to people is very difficult. So if we can wind back a bit to maybe before you were had your first deal when working with Albera. So how did that look? What was your process in getting that foot in the door?
So basically, it was a strange journey, because I'm coming from a consulting in investment banking background, and
Mm,
I've never been extremely focused on the technology, on the
okay.
solution side. So basically, I was more in the services, not in products business. When I joined Ablera, Ablera is a product-oriented company, so an entirely different structure, strategy.
Mm,
It has just in the process of still developing most of the solutions and the value propositions.
yeah.
So I needed to catch up fast. What this business is all about? What are the moving forces? Its dynamic, the structure of the sales cycle, the funnels, and so on. But I
Mm,
was thrown in the deep waters right away.
yes.
So 2 months in, and I was into banking before that, and the main focus when we started was insurance. I didn't know anything about insurance up to this point, but I needed to catch up fast. And in negotiations in commerce, in order to work with someone to sell something, a solution, a product, you need to show that you understand the problem of the client, and you know the way forward. You know
Mm,
how to fulfill this need and to bridge this gap between their current state and where they want to be. So you need to use this confidence that you know your product, you know what you're doing, you understand their position, you understand where they're going, and you can lead the way. So it is really important to position yourself from the side of the teacher and not the student, because
Mm.
if you position your side from the side of the student, you cannot sell anything.
Yeah, definitely. So you, instead of going straight to the market and saying, actually, I've sold stuff before, I can just reach out to people and see how I can get on. You said, actually, let me take a step back, research, understand the industry as quick as
Absolutely.
possible, and then go to the market and
Absolutely. You need to know your field and to be an expert in your field, because it's oozing out of every word you say. I
mm,
mean, you ooze it with the confidence, with how you stay on the table. And if you don't know what you're doing, people can read that instantly
definitely, definitely. Okay.
and can easily argue with you, and with few questions you're basically done. So know your field, know your product, your company, your industry, and be the expert you're showing.
Yeah. Sounds like good advice. So, Bojidar, what does the next year ahead look like for you? What's your plans, goals, aspirations?
So basically, we had a good traction currently in the Middle East market. So our plans is to invest more,
Mm,
leveraging our partnership network there and working directly also with clients, not only in insurance, but also in the banking sector. So far, we had a great partners in the ML field for the premium calculation pricing of insurance products. Now, our strategy is to find the right partner to work on generative AI side,
hmm
approach other industries, other types of institutions and banks, telecoms in the region, especially in Saudi Arabia. So this is my personal focus, but also the company
hmm
also expand into Africa.
Okay. Okay.
We have tried out to do some business in Latin America, but it's a long reach to there. So far we're gonna localize our efforts into the MENA region.
Nice. Okay. And you mentioned there you so partnership networks and direct for sales. So, what is the split usually
Mhm.
of business that you get direct and partnerships?
There's not direct
No.
there is no direct split between those. We just found really good partnership opportunities and synergies with companies with aligned interests that we can help each other.
Mm,
And we work very well with these companies. We leverage on their local knowledge of the language, of the culture. They're well positioned, and they also leverage on our expertise
yeah.
and the advancement of our solution, and so on. So they can boost their positioning on the market as well.
And do you get the same amount of business from going direct as like how does that
Pretty
look?
much, yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much, yes. But it takes more effort. It takes more time
Going direct.
because you need to build this relationship from
Mm,
scratch.
mm,
Basically, you are coming out as an outside person. Ablera is not a big company. It's not a well-known name as, a big tech company like Google, Microsoft. When you mentioned, everyone knows what you're talking about. You need to explain who you are and what you're all about, and to refer to your past success. All of this takes time,
yeah. Okay. Well,
as
it's
you
yeah.
know.
I think it will be interesting to keep an eye and see how that's progressed going into
Mhm.
Africa, especially because I've spoken to a couple of people that have been talking about Africa recently, and
Mhm.
it seems to be booming. So yeah, it'll be great to pick back up in maybe 6 months or a year's time and see how that time period's gone, what
Mhm.
strategies you've learned or tried across that time, what has worked, what hasn't worked. So yeah, I mean, thank you for coming on. Where should people go to find you, get in touch, if they want some more information?
We are based in Bulgaria, in Sofia, Bulgaria. So, in terms of international expansion, we're doing it from here, leveraging the partner network. Of course, me and my colleagues, we are traveling all the time.
Mhm.
visiting clients, visiting partners, participating in different conferences, sponsoring different events.
Yeah,
But you can always reach out to me and learn more about our value propositions.
perfect. I'll put your LinkedIn in the description. They can reach straight out to you and have a conversation.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's the pod. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you very much for hosting me.